All right. You're on.
Thank you. All right, I'm on.
In case anyone's wondering why there's music, it's because my dad is turning our house into a construction zone.
Yeah, I guess it's... Oh, we don't have coffee anymore. It's fine.
It's part of my technical services.
Will you give me some coffee?
I can get you some coffee.
Thank you. My main man. My man. My only man.
I got some questions. Do you want the aurora or do you want space?
Thinking the aurora because lately everyone's been like showing auroras all over the world, but we're a little bit too south to see the northern lights here.
Okay.
It's one
Well,
of my bucket lists. But we can go into space later. Up to you. You're my technical guy.
okay. Well, go for it.
Yeah, maybe we should try some space later because of what I'm going to talk about, which is a more in-depth vision about past lives. Like how hypnosis actually works and why I do recommend past lives and what do they do for us. So recently, one of my followers on Instagram sent me this video of someone talking about them not recommending past lives and saying how they're dangerous or like I shouldn't do it, and like speaking a little bit with certainties, like if you go into past lives, it's for certain you've done something wrong, or like this is the so-and-so lives that you will encounter if you go into past lives, or you're going to use your energy. So I'm here to talk about, in my experience, how what happens when you actually go into hypnosis and into past lives. I have personally regressed or done more than 1,000 past life regressions and around like 100 on myself from other people. So I'm speaking as a client as well as a hypnotherapist about the different, like how does it work. If you have any question, my man, because it's the only one.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah, you can ask.
Your main man?
My main man.
As opposed to the other ones?
Well, I was going to call you my B. My B word, my main B.
Bitch?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know why I didn't say it. My main bitch.
because you're a coward.
Yeah, I just said it.
Oh.
Anyway. We can talk about our past lives, but that's for another thing. So, anyway, what happens when we do a hypnosis session? A person comes to me with a list of questions. It can be any type of questions. Sometimes they're like, is this person good for me? Or why do I feel like I've met this person before? Or I'm at the right career path? Or what's my mission in life? What am I here to do? It could be any type of questions. It can be very broad or very narrow, like for a specific date or for, a life path. And then we regress them into hypnosis. What does that mean? It means that you go into hypnosis or in a past life. It just means to be in a enough relaxed state that you access your alpha and theta waves of your brain, which is just a really deep meditation. It's nothing like out of this world. It's something that our bodies do naturally. And we don't actually push for a past life. We let your brain or our brain decide where they want to go. And sometimes it's memories from this life. Usually the first session is memories from this life. And then the more you do and the more you run out of scenarios, then you might start seeing past lives. Why does that happen? So the memories that you choose are not just random memories, are usually memories that have a significant emotion attached to it. It can be like a time when you were bullied, for example, or you went to school and you hated going to school and you had a problem with authority, with your teachers. Maybe they didn't protect you, so now you are an adult and you go to work and you encounter the same type of situation, except that instead of your teacher, now it's your boss and you don't know how to talk to them, things like that. And you kind of regress in your mind in feeling the same way that you felt when you were a child and without knowing how to behave. So when you go into hypnosis, you can, by accessing the original thought. So your problem might be that you have a problem now with your boss, but you go into hypnosis and you regress when you actually were a child to the first time that that thing happened. And by the fact of remembering it, it already clears it out from your energy. How does it happen? When we access a memory as an adult, we see that we see it for what it is and not for what we made it to be. What does it mean? It means that, let's say you are now 30 years old and you go to a memory when you're 8, and yeah, you are being bullied, but you are a child, so you don't have that strength or maturity that you have now. Now, as a 30-year-old, you can actually protect yourself. So just by remembering, you can dissociate that memory from your present self. So you can actually see it for what it is. An 8-year-old fighting with other 8-year-olds. Now you are a 30-year-old that actually defend themselves. So even though you feel like an 8-year-old, you can dissociate those memories, and just by remembering and recreating a new scenario when you are talking and you are defending yourself, just it releases it from your energy. So sometimes things happen and they don't really have a memory in this life, or sometimes not all past lives are true, quote unquote true. Some of them are also imagining, like something that our brain imagines, like it gives you a scenario. You know, when you see a movie and you can relate and you start crying, and you're not sometimes crying for what's happening in the movie, but for what you're feeling. Maybe something that reminds you of your own experiences. So even that is kind of healing, because what's important is like to unblock those energy centers in your body where the memory is blocked. And it's not just in your brain. It can be your body stores your memories. There is a really good book about that called Hologram Universe, I think, when they make experiments with mouses, rip mice, about how they put them in this maze, and then they start removing parts of their brains just to see which part contained the memory. And in the last part, they remove the whole brain, and the mouse still remembers the way, which means that the memory is not contained in the brain like it was previously thought, but it is contained in our body. Sometimes when we have diseases or blockages in our body, it could be also a suppressed emotion in that part of your body. So why is it interesting to access these past lives is because it allows us to heal. Just by remembering the emotion, we can just then let it go. Is it dangerous? It's the second question. It is not dangerous. It is as dangerous as you imagining something, as dangerous as accessing your memories or creating a story. If anything, in my experience, it only has like beneficial memories. It's beneficial side effects. It's more dangerous if you keep hiding something, or like for fear it being too big for you to see it for what it is. It usually, that's not the case. If your subconscious will always choose things that you are ready for, it will never give you more than you can chew.
So what do you think happened to this girl?
Which one?
I don't know. The other day you were like, oh, there's this girl, or one of my people showed me that there's this girl saying never to do hypnosis.
Right.
Sounds like someone that had a bad experience.
It can be two things. So first of all, it could be a thing like she's never had an experience and she has thoughts about the experiences.
Oh yeah, that could be.
I think that's my number one. Or because the way that she also talked about how you use your own energy and then you'll have less energy after, which is not, it's not true. Like if you think that, you're thinking that it's a limiting beliefs. It's a belief that your soul or the universe has a limited amount of energy that you can use, and it's not true. We don't have like, we're not unrechargeable batteries. We don't have 100%, and then the more you use, the more it goes down. It's not how it works. But yeah, there is a second option that is like she did a hypnosis on herself or with someone else that wasn't, I was going to say a professionist, but someone that knew what they were doing. That
Professional?
Professional.
Perfectionist?
Perfectionist. No, professional. That happened to me as well. So the first time,
What?
like doing my first hypnosis session was with someone that was with a student.
It wasn't with a professionist?
It wasn't with a professionist. So it was actually one of the worst sessions that I had in my life because it was with a student without the supervising of the professional. And I paid a lot of money for it. It's not, I paid them money for the course, and during the course, this teacher told us, oh, now you go to your hotel room and you will swap sessions on yourself while you're just by yourself. And then we come back and like we exchange stories.
Yeah.
So what happened?
That's not.
Yeah, it told me how to never do business.
That's not professionist.
That's not professionist or professional.
Oh, do you think we could contact her?
Yeah, I know her name. I will never forget her name. What?
I don't know. You ask her.
Oh, that person?
Like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
was your,
I can.
like,
I
why
mean,
are you saying this?
Yeah, I could. Yeah, maybe do a follow-up after this.
I mean, not that I care. It's your thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm entertained.
Why I'm doing this is because the person that asked me, I don't know this person. Like, I don't follow her. But the person that sent me her video was like, please tell me, is this true or not? Because I'm scared. That's what pushed me to do
Why
this
was
video.
she scared?
Because she's afraid, I guess, of past lives. I mean, people are very suggestible. And
Has she done hypnosis?
no, but I
No.
guess maybe she follows a lot of people that do. Anyway, let me tell you what can happen if you do it with someone that is not a professionist.
I will allow it.
Thank you.
Tell me.
So what I did is that we exchanged session with this person, and what you do is like you read from a script. So I was well hypnotized. Being hypnotized is not the problem, because it's like a meditation. Everybody can go into hypnosis. What's the problem? The problem is if you access some very traumatic memories, and then the person, like the person that is training you, doesn't know what to do with it. So it's not that you, as a person, you went to this past life and like things went bad, the thing that this person is claiming. Is, on the other hand, is like you can go very well and then you're kind of stuck because you don't know where to go next. Your brain in that state only takes suggestions, so it's up to me as a professional to tell you where to go next or what to do with it. So what happened to me is that I regressed to a past life. In this past life, I was a German soldier. So my problem was that I 1800s.
Classic regret. Oh.
It wasn't World War II. It was before.
Right.
But the problem that I had in this life was about not speaking loud and being afraid of disappointing others. And it didn't matter who the other was. It could be any figure of authority. So a teacher that I liked, if I had like a lower grade than what I expected of myself, I remember this with my physics teacher in high school. I really liked her. And then on one of the exams, I did well. And she said like, oh, I don't know why you didn't do as well in this one. You disappointed me. And then I was like inconsolable for days and weeks. I wrote about it in my journal.
Yeah.
It was very sad. And that would spill over to whatever I put as an authority figure. Like it could be my parents, it could be, I don't know, Goku.
Yeah, don't want to disappoint Goku.
And so when I regressed to this life, it's the first one that came because it was I guess my main problem at the time. And I regressed as this German soldier that was a strategist. So I did war planning. And I see that I have a family, and then I have like a 10-year-old son, and he's like, please, Papa, don't go to war. And I was like, oh, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert. So I go to these woods, and I see that there is a battle going on. I'm like, oh, what is happening? There shouldn't be a battle here. So I go and find the general in his tent. And what happens is that apparently I miscalculated something as a war strategist, or my plans were found and they attacked first. So my general, what he did was like he put out the sword and cut my throat right in front of the tent. And I couldn't even speak. So I was like, oh, do you know what's going on? And he's like, flip the table. This is all your fault. And so I could see my body just floating and being extremely angered. Like I couldn't speak. I didn't know what happened. All I knew was that I made a mistake, and that mistake cost me my life. So in this life, it translated as I cannot disappoint my superior, or it might cost my life, even though it's not the same, like it's not as big as before. Now, that was all fine, good and fine. Now, what happens in the hypnosis once you see that? Once you see that, you usually go into your soul state. So you go in the stars. You go like in the spirit world when you review your life, see the impact that it has in this life, and you clear all the karma, you heal and all that. But this person she was a student, like it wasn't her fault. The fault was of the person that wasn't there to supervise our session. So what she did is like she started asking questions, like I was in a soul state, but all I could see was gray because this person hadn't crossed over. It was like a ghost. It was like the feelings weren't processed. It was still traumatic. It wasn't a soul version. So sometimes, well, you've heard of ghosts. They're just spirits that haven't neither here nor there, and sometimes they come back to haunt us in this life. Haunting is more like tapping for attention. Hey, can you please help me cross, because I don't know what I did and I'm stuck here forever. So yeah, and then the rest of the session was, I'm gonna say horrible. It's not really horrible. I was extremely uncomfortable. I wanted to get out. Everything I saw was gray. She was asking me questions and I just didn't want to be there. It felt very uncomfortable. And she didn't ask the right questions, so she didn't know what I was feeling, and I couldn't explain it because I didn't know either. But then the session closed, and it lasted 3 hours. It was extremely long. Usually when a session goes well, even though it lasts 3 hours, you feel like it was like 10 minutes, and you feel peace, and you feel a lot of positive emotions, and you actually get recharged with more energy, with more, like you can ask like to be healed, but you need to be in the right frequency, and yeah, you can feel if it's not the case. So now I know. Anyway, something similar might have happened to this person.
I completely forgot the point.
Like what could have happened if hypnosis goes wrong, like if you don't do it with a professional.
Oh,
like
right, the professional,
yeah,
perfectionist.
Why are you against past lives? But it's not. I then redid it with another person, and it went fine. I cleared the life. I'm no longer afraid of disappointment. I can speak fine. And it was a success story later.
Would you be horribly disappointed if I started watching basketball?
No, I actually, maybe I should start to. Who's playing?
Knicks.
Oh, well, we don't care about them as much. Is it 2-2?
It is.
Yeah, see? No, you're fine. I'm over that life.
Wow. I don't know. It might be interesting to get in touch with that girl.
Yeah, I am actually, because I was watching her video and I was seeing like what is she saying? She's saying that she doesn't recommend past life because because you're here, it means that your past lives weren't good, and that's also not true. So how do you actually select a life? You select it based on what do you want to learn in your life? Like what is your what's your lessons? What do you wanna learn? What it means like to live in a paradise island, paradisiac island, like Hawaii, for example.
Sure.
Do you want to learn like to deal with jealousy, for example? If that's the case, then you will choose someone who will stir those feelings in you. It can be like jealous in your work or in your couple. But you always have free will. So your free will help you then determine. It will help you make decisions in this life. So whether this life is good or not, it will depend on you. So in past lives, you can access very beautiful lives. All of my Atlantis lives are amazing. You can access lives on other planets. You can access life when you're happy. So if in this life you don't know what happiness feels like, and you go in another life and be like, oh yeah, that's what it feels like to be loved, then that feeling will get transported in this life as well. So you can have lives that are perfectly okay. Whatever comes, it will come to answer your questions that you have in this life. There is no judgment whether those lives are good or bad, and there are no good or bad. It's like lessons or not lessons. You're smiling? Yes.
Oh, I'll judge if they're good or bad. Tell me about them.
How was my life as a soldier, as a war strategist?
I don't know, but like, so isn't that assuming that everyone's had more than one past life? Like, what if you meet a new soul who only had one?
That's a good.
And that was a horrible past life.
That's a good question. You can also what happens before people come to Earth for the first time? Usually your first lives are not on Earth, because Earth is a very difficult planet. It's like you've graduated, and Earth is like university. So every person you see on Earth, most of them have actually are usually have a certain degree of being, I don't know, graduating from some other planet. But if it's your first time here, what you can do is, Dolores kind of talks about it, is like you can copy other lives. So before you coming on Earth, you can like go and feel and pretend what it feels like to be this person.
Past life simulator?
Yeah, it's like a VR. Okay. But those lives don't create karma. It's more like an imprint, because it's not your decisions, really. That's why there's a lot of life of Jesus. There's a lot of love of like maybe Cleopatra, or like people that were like, oh, I was Jesus, I was also Jesus. It's maybe there was only one Jesus, but a lot of them have imprinted on Jesus' life.
Were you saying there's like a lot of Marie Antoinettes?
As well,
a lot of people
yes,
have a past life.
Because it's, but only one person will have it with actually an impact here. Like will come as a karma, as a bad life. The other ones will be like, will only have one aspect of it, the good aspect.
All right.
Because the idea is that so you don't come unprepared. It's like, at least read this book or like play this game before you go and like test it for real. And for real, it's like, whoa, this is so much harder. This is already like extra expert level mode. But I did like the simulator was an easy mode because it's like someone else's lives. But yeah, it is true that there is only one, that you can not have any lives on Earth. And that's fine. Usually people that don't have that, they don't go into past lives. They just stay in this life over and over again. But there's also, you can also create past lives. Like, those are not really past lives, there are symbolisms. It's like you can create a movie just to put yourself in the position of feeling what it feels like to be in that situation. The difference between a past life and creating a memory is that during a past life you will start crying, like there is, or feeling something. It generates an emotion. But if you think of something, you won't feel anything. You'll just take it as an example. Is it clear?
Sure.
You're watching basketball.
No, I was listening.
Maybe it's not.
Yeah, you kind of answered it. I mean, my question was about new souls.
Yeah, so...
like, what if someone's a fresh soul? I'm assuming souls are getting made, like, across time. They're not just at the beginning of creation of everything. All souls were made?
No.
Is that the idea?
So time doesn't exist outside of Earth.
So the old time loophole.
So when we talk about past, it's not really a past. It's actually happening right now, but the way that our memory works is like it's from past to the future. But it's for us. It's not. So like there are souls being created right now, and like just from the source, and like doing these experiences.
Okay.
So we can access at the same time our future. You can go to a future life to see how that's going to be, if that's your desire. It's usually to give you hope, or like to direct you energetically to something else, so you can give your brain some thoughts.
Okay. Did you want me to like keep you on track?
Oh, like ask me questions, or when I'm like
I
talking
didn't know, because we're almost 25 minutes in here.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, like that. Like, did you make your point? Do you want to stay on that point?
I made my point, but
okay.
I will. So I'm watching the video, and
I know you get in the zone.
yeah. So yeah, another thing that this person said, you will be depressed if you go into past lives because your energy will go down. That's not true. If anything, going into connecting with your soul, because that's one of the things that you do in hypnotherapy, is like after the past life, you will go and observe the past life, like you observe this life, so you'll connect with your soul, and connected with your soul and with the oneness actually cures, I don't want to say cures, but has very positive impact on depression. Because one of the problems of depression is that your brain cannot create, like it's very dark, so it cannot see past the past experiences. So like connecting and feeling that you're one with the universe, with your higher self, not only raises your energy, but it makes you feel less alone, and it creates a different future. So it's actually recommended for depression. I am really curious about where this person like found this information. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, you can also, karma doesn't necessarily mean something bad. You can create good karma. It really depends how you behave in this life, because people.
Wait, you should probably say the
question
before
like
you start answering the question.
Yeah, it's like, is having
or
a karmic
comment. It's not a question,
Yeah.
I guess.
Is having a karmic relationship with someone bad? That was a Tarot Tuesday question as well. Like, is this pure love or is a karmic relationship? Usually karma is associated with something bad. Like having a karmic relationship with someone means that you did something to them in the past life, so now you're paying for it, or they did something to you, so now you're here to resolve it. Everything is based on free will. So if this person is treating you bad, like, don't justify yourself with, oh, I treated them bad, so now I deserve it and I have to stay in this relationship and get punished. It's all about what you do now. It's not about the past. It's, if anything, the past is to help you realize why you are behaving this way or why you are accepting this. And the moment you forgive yourself or you forgive the partner and you decide, yeah, I want the best for me and this is not the best for me, it doesn't matter if it's a karmic relationship or not. Just think in present terms and what is good for you right now. Don't, because I had also friends saying, oh, I know all the bad things are happening to me right now because I was a bad person in the past life. We don't know that. Like, maybe being bad, it was actually part of your contract. Maybe you helped someone, you offered someone the experience of them doing something good. So it's like, oh, maybe it was like your role was to play the bad guy. So, and then you redeemed yourself, and then maybe you had like a conscious feeling like, oh, this is not good what I did, so now I'll behave better. That is enough. Like, you don't have to punish or like to get beaten down because of one bad thing you did in your life. Quoting Enrique Gervais in The Invention of Flying, you need 3 bad things. I think I had another question as well. If I personally believe in heaven and hell, I believe that they're both present in this life. I believe that our minds can make this life either hell or heaven. But
wait,
maybe it's besides the
point.
I
thought this video was to answer. I don't even know.
To answer. Now I wanted to
answer the video or whatever. Some girl was talking.
Yes and no. I mean, it sparks from it, but what I really wanted to do this about is to explain more in details how past lives work.
Okay.
I don't believe in anything that video said, and it's not about the video. It's not about the person. I'm not gonna say who this person is because I don't. It's not like I don't care. It's not where my energy is. Is what I want you to know. What I know. What my experience is. And you made a very good point yesterday when I was telling you about it. It's like, if someone has, I'll say it with food. If someone eats mushrooms, and then they have an allergic reaction to it, and then they will go online and tell everybody the mushrooms are bad. Like, does it make them bad for everyone on Earth, or just this is one bad experience? Or maybe you're allergic to mushrooms. It's
in the end, if you hear someone on the internet saying something like whatever is bad, like
Yeah.
what are the reasons? You know, if you just start saying something's bad or something's good, like
Right.
why would you believe this person
Thank you.
without them giving a reason or
that is my
whatever.
closing point, is that
Okay.
don't believe anyone. See for yourself. No, not blindly, at least. Not even me. Not anyone. It's they can just be talking from personal experience, and it can, so many things can go right, so many things can go wrong. Don't give in to fear. If something doesn't go right, maybe it's just a learning experience. It's not the end of the world. I had my bad experiences with the past life. Nothing bad happened to me. It was a learning experience. It just taught me not to be like that, not to do that. But your soul, yourself, is always there to protect you. It's our number one thing in this world, is that we can always count on ourselves. And I think this noise means that we're done.
Oh my, what is that noise?
Your
Oh
dad
my
bought a new
God.
tool. Anyway, yeah, it's quite interesting.
Oh, so we're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up. Always believe your best judgment and connect with yourself. Nothing bad will happen from you having a better relationship with yourself.
Here's
And
the
yeah.
Knicks, in case anyone's
Use your
wondering.
best judgment. Who's gonna win? Oh, what's the score?
25-31.
All right, let's go watch it. See you
Uh,
next time. Yeah,
yeah.
anything?
Oh no, I think you covered it. Don't take anyone's word as gospel.
Yeah. Not even mine, not even Jesus'.
Unless you want that, then go and do that.
Yeah.
Maybe you want it. I don't know. All right. Okay.
Bye.